Hello, it's me again. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about benzene before you start the worksheets. I couldn't do this recording yesterday because I felt like dirt and my head was very cloudy. But I'm a bit better this morning, so I'll give it a go now. Bit of an update. My test came back negative, so I probably don't have corona. I just have flu. Because I guess there's other diseases that are going about. So that's annoying. Well, no, it's not annoying, but I mean, it is annoying, but it could be worse. Could be worse. Okay. So, hopefully you remember last lesson I told you that if there's a double bond, it bends and pulls the molecule slightly. Like that. And it forms a curve. And you could, in theory, do this again. Bend it some more. The curve will continue. If you extend this for a long time, the curve could come back and attach onto this first carbon atom again, and you'd get a circle of sorts. A circle of carbons. In the case of benzene, this is exactly what happens. It's 6 carbon atoms. Every alternative carbon atom has a double bond. And it forms a circle, a ring. Now, these are called cycloalkenes. Cyclo because it's in a cycle, or circle, and an alkene because it has double bonds in it. Benzene is actually a very nasty substance. It's found in pollution, it's in cigarette smokes, it's in car fumes, that kind of thing. The body is really, really bad at getting rid of it, so it sticks in the body for a long time. It's also one of the most carcinogenic compounds in things like cigarette smoke and car fumes and stuff. And yeah, it's really nasty stuff, and it sticks in your body for a long time, and it's hard to get rid of. Bit of a tangent. There's some stuff in broccoli, and I guess a little bit in kale, but mostly broccoli, called sulforaphane. Sulforaphane is a micronutrient which is very, very effective at getting rid of benzene from the body. Think of it like an actual antioxidant. Something that strips the toxins from your body. None of that pretend vitamin C stuff, which it does help, but it doesn't. It's not really effective. You can't just take vitamin C and think that your body's going to heal after being a 2-decade-long smoker. However, sulforaphane will help. They found a study that... Oh, actually, let's back up a little bit. Imagine you got a little seed there. Or seed. That's a broccoli seed. And you put a bit of water on it. And after 3 or 4 days, it sprouts. Now, this little thing is a broccoli sprout. These broccoli sprouts have 100 times more sulforaphane per weight than their broccoli counterpart. So if you're doing it for health purposes, sprout your own little seeds. I mean, broccoli's better than nothing, but broccoli sprouts are way, way, way better. Probably, I mean, I've done years and years and years of nutritional research just because I'm really, really interested in it. And broccoli sprouts are the one that seemed to be, from my own research, the healthiest food on the planet in terms of what it can do for your body. So if you're only going to eat one vegetable, make it the broccoli sprout. Literally. So these have 100 times more sulforaphane in them, and they found that if you have 1 or 2 portions of these, you reduce the amount of benzene in your body by 60%. So it might have been up there. 1 or 2 portions brings it down massively. They found that it reduces your chance of getting cancer by a significant amount also. And this might be because of the fact that it takes the benzene out of your body. Anyway, back to benzene. So benzene has this interesting feature where it shares electrons. So you draw this little circle in between, and this little circle represents one bond that they all share. Because if you notice that each carbon atom has only got 3 bonds attached to it. The 4th one is a collective shared one. So this one is bonded to the middle, this one is bonded to the middle, this one is bonded to the middle, and so forth. Now, they're all bonded to the middle. So they're each bonded to 4. And this is represented by this circle in the middle. Because it's got free-flowing electrons, you could say that... Oh, sorry. I haven't slept well for a few days. You could say that it can conduct electricity within itself. Which I guess would be true. I mean, it's not really useful because electricity needs to be conducted outside as well. Okay, nice. A few properties of benzene. It's colourless, a colourless liquid. Might be a little light yellow at room temperature, depending on if it's degraded a little bit. It's got a sort of a sweet smell. It's really flammable, and it evaporates very, very easily. It's less dense than water, so if you mix with water, the benzene will float to the top. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks I can show you that. Nice. Let's tell you a little story about some mischief that I got up to in A-level chemistry. It's quite a good story, actually. So, if you add nitric acid to benzene, you mix it together. It's an exothermic reaction, so it gives off heat. What's the formula for nitric acid? Is it it's HN3 or something? HNO3. One second, I just need to refresh myself on the formula of okay. So you add nitric acid to benzene. What happens here is I think this middle thing splits apart slightly, so it becomes less shared. That then bonds to a nitrogen and an oxygen twice, and what's left over will be an OH group that could potentially react with hydrogen to form water, but that part's not important. What's important in this is this bit. Now, if you keep the temperature, and this is the bit that gets interesting, if you keep the temperature under 50 degrees, this is the only reaction that happens. If the temperature goes over about 60 or 70 degrees, it will react again. So let's go for that. Actually, no. Actually, it wants to be over here, doesn't it? Because it needs to be evenly spaced out. It'll react again, and potentially again even more if the temperature is, say, above 80 degrees. Now this is a problem. Okay. I'll tell you why it's a problem. Because the reaction is exothermic, so it gives off heat, and we were asked to add it very slowly to each other. So my lab partner proceeded to add it less slowly than he should have, and the temperature of the thermometer rockets over the highest degree, so it's well over 120 degrees at this point. So I went over to the teacher and said, oh, the temperature's gone above 60 like you said, like what should we do? And she said, oh, okay, that's not good, bit worrying. Whatever you do, don't throw it down the sink. So I walk back over to my lab partner and say, okay, it's not the end of the world. I've just been said, don't throw it back. Don't throw it down the sink. So I look around and then I ask him, where is our experiment? And he replies, oh, I threw it down the sink. So everything's going wrong. Now, our teacher then explained why this would potentially be dangerous. Because, let's imagine you've only got the benzene Another name for benzene is toluene. It's an old name for it. If you add a nitrate group to it, it becomes nitrotoluene. If you add a second one, it becomes binitrotoluene. And if you add a third one, it becomes trinitrotoluene. The reason making trinitrotoluene isn't great is because trinitrotoluene is the long form for TNT. So we accidentally made TNT in chemistry class and then threw it down the drain. The reason you don't want to throw it down the drain is because if there's any sort of break in the pipes or something and there's electrical fault, you don't want the TNT getting set on fire or getting ignited, because then boom. So yeah, that wasn't ideal, but I got up to quite a bit of. I've got quite a few stories with my experience with chemistry. Some quite entertaining ones. Lost all my fingerprints at once, so I didn't have any fingerprints for about 2 months. That was entertaining. But I'll save these stories when they're more appropriate or relevant. Okay, so now hopefully the lovely cover lecturer will hand out some worksheets for you. Get through those worksheets, please. If you finish early, I don't see why you can't leave a little early. Alright, thanks guys. Hopefully see you soon.